Hello, friends, and welcome to Pathologic Volume 1, Episode 38. Today we are continuing our series of the bonus puzzles from the Mind the Gap collection, Volume 1, and we are going to be looking at a Bosnian Road puzzle today. As before, if you missed the previous episode on Bosnian Road, please go check that out first, because this will be a little bit more difficult. And in that, if you have seen the earlier one, you can skip over the rules explanation, as it is the same. But if you haven't, we need to know how to play one of these, so let's take a look at the rules. Bosnian Road is both a loop puzzle and a shading puzzle. The rules are: shade cells in the grid that form a single closed, non-branching, non-intersecting loop that cannot touch itself, not even diagonally. Okay, that's a lot of words to say a pretty intuitive concept. We're just drawing a loop in this grid, and you can see that in the answer here. The important bit here are the cannot touch itself, not even diagonally. So that means we have this pair of cells here traveling around this way. It could not go right and down and consider that to be a different part of the loop than this. And it couldn't even come in here and touch at that corner. That would break the not even diagonally rule. So the loop has to keep a distance from itself. It's more intuitive than it sounds. A number clue is always unshaded and indicates how many shaded cells are adjacent to it, including diagonally. This rule is exactly like Minesweeper, either the pencil puzzle or the computer game, if you're familiar with that. So this 5 is saying that in this 3x3 region, there are exactly 5 shaded cells. There, that's the 5. And the cell itself can never be shaded, so that means this number could be anywhere from 0 to 8. And those are the rules of Bosnian Road, so it's time to solve a puzzle. Today's bonus Bosnian Road puzzle is by Tyrgannus. Alright, well, we always start with small and large numbers, and we know that if we have this for this 1, or even this 1, if we had an isolated cell like this one, it couldn't connect to the rest of the loop in any way. So this can't be shaded. Likewise, this can't, this can't. Those are obvious. These in the corner are a little less clear to see, but I think it isn't too much of a stretch to see that if this is shaded, then the one next to it will have to be. It needs to be a corner in that case of the loop. So that's not going to be shaded. Same here. And now we've kind of made the same arrangement in these two because of the unshaded cell there. There would have to be a corner, and we have a 1 here. So neither of those are shaded. So this is shaded. And the road is going to go like that. Down here in the corner I mentioned is also restricted kind of in the same way. It's just a little less powerful because it's right against the edge, but obviously that can't be. This and this can't be because, again, we'd have to have a corner, which would mean 2 cells touching that 1, and now this one can't, and so this has to be the road right there. And I see that has now satisfied this 1 clue right here, so none of these can be shaded, and we know that the road is going to have to go up that way. What can we do next? This 4 in the corner has to have the road either go around the back or not. Can it go around the back? No, because that would require 5 cells that are filled in. So none of these are filled in. And 4 of these are, but that isn't enough to tell us which ones. How about the 7? Can we do a similar thing there? If 7 of the 8 are filled in, where's the empty one? It can't be any of these 3, because that would force a dead end, like down here if it was that one, or 2 dead ends in that case. So all 3 of these are filled, and and in fact the road will continue in both directions, and then we'll have an empty in one of those three leftover spots. But it can't be this one. This can't be the empty one, because then this would be filled in and there would be nowhere to go. So this is definitely part of the road here. And so it's either a C or a U shape. Okay, what can we do next? Is it this 4? Does that have to be... Could that be 2 and 2? Oh, okay. Well, let's do some loop stuff first, because I think we can answer that question as a second step. This corner, could the road go up here? It would have to double back. It would have to have a quick switch back there. So neither of those can be shaded, because then the loop would have to touch itself. So these 4 are all shaded. So the road must go like so, come down here. Now it cannot go south, because then we'd have to finish the 4 right here and we'd have a dead end. So it must go east and then south. Now we've got one of the 2 cells this 2 needs, but this can't be the other one because that would be a dead end. So this is the other one. And our road has hooked up here. This would be a dead end if it were shaded. Then this would be. So those are out. What about this cell? If this were shaded, the road would have to go north and south, giving us a 3. So that's not shaded. So either we've got this corner supplying the 2, or this supplies one and this supplies the other, and not this one. Those have a commonality of this cell, which is shaded in either case. Not super useful, but might as well mark it. Okay, let's see. This 4 could be either both of these edges, or it could be 4 in a row. It can't be 3 and 1, because if it were 3 and 1, then we'd have a dead end on one of these 2 spots. So it's either 2, 2 or 4, and these are the commonalities in those 2 cases. So those are both shaded. Let's see. This is going to be resolved once we know about this cell, so I don't think we can do anything there. The road could go down around here. That would be okay. Let's think about this 6. I bet this is vulnerable. If the road goes east, then we have 3 up here. If the road goes north, we have 3 this way. Either way... no, that was a lie. I was about to say that either way it has to exit to the east, but no, of course, if it's this way, then that defines our 7 as a U shape going up like that. If it's this way, it defines it as a C shape going east. Oh, but that's a problem. Okay. I wonder what the easiest way is to see this. Well, I'll just do the if, and we'll see if there's a shorter way. If the 6 goes horizontally, we have defined the 7 as that. Now it's going to go east, and it's going to have to match up with this cell here. And these are not shaded, so this goes further. And now we've got a pattern we can't resolve in any way except making the loop close, and that would close too early. Okay, that's a few more steps than I generally like in a deduction, but I think it is pretty clear that it is solid. So this 6 will be a vertical one, making the 7 go vertically as well, and giving us a whole bunch of unshaded cells, and telling us what happens with this 4, because it can't go into this dead end now. And it's got to have all those as part of the 4. That unshades these. The road connects. Now it can't go into this cul-de-sac, so we'd have a switchback like we talked about before. So those are not shaded, which gives us the disposition of this 3. This is not shaded. We've now finished the 2, and like we mentioned, once we've done that, that's going to tell us what happens up here. This loop has to keep on going. Can't go east, or it would hit itself diagonally. It's got to keep on going north. These are going to connect one of these 2 ways. And because of that, this one can't go east, because then, again, we'd have this pattern where these would all have to be connected, but then we'd have a branch. So it can't go east. It's got to go north. Now it can't keep on going north, because then we couldn't have a loop that closes. This would be a dead end over here. So it can't go north. It's got to go east. Then it's got to go... Ooh, did I break it? May have broken it. So this would go like so. This has got to... All right, let's see if we can rewind to solve this problem. Where did we go wrong? Because if this connects here, we now have a corner that is connected, and that is not allowed by the rules. There would be, the loop touches itself diagonally. So how did we get there, and what did we do wrong? The problem was that did we make a mistake when we came to this hard logic right here? Let's think about that one more time. I said if this goes east, then it has to this 6. Yes, that was my problem right there. Okay, so I made a big goof here in saying there were only 2 ways for this 6 to work. I said it had to be these 6 or the vertical lines, but that is nonsense. I was only thinking about this edge. This edge is not restricted by the wall of the grid, and so it can escape in other directions. So that was a bad conclusion, and in fact you can see it right here. If I had followed this logic this other direction and thought about the 7 first, then we'd have seen that. Okay, so I'm going to rewind to the known state right here. And what we're going to say is, if this goes north, then the 6 needs to be going further north. We have our 4 that has to go around like that. And in order to fill in 2 out of the 3 of these, we can do that a bunch of different ways. This is not helpful. If we go east, then we do have this equals sign. And it's going to keep on going, and we have a problem. So what this has proven is that the 7 is a U shape, not a C shape. Oof. Okay. Apologies for the misdirect, but that's why we're here, is to solve these puzzles. So I'm just filling in the stuff that we talked about before. The 4 we now know. Now it can't go west. It's got to go north. It might meet up here. This definitely goes north. Okay, and we can't hit this switchback. We can't go into this dead end right here. The 3 now gives us that, which goes over here, which now defines the 2. That was all solid. It just came from a bad start down here. And so, these now connect, which means they must connect directly. They can't touch diagonally, and we can't have the road go through any of those cells, which will give us the rest of this puzzle. The 6 now has to go east in order to find the rest of the road. It's going to go like that. And with that huge blind alley that we went down through the middle, we successfully rewound, and that is how you can recover from a bad solution of a Bosnian Road. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and check out the description below for more free puzzles.